Hi Washco, I'm Dr. Willow. I'm going to be going over 4 different stretches that you can be doing to help your low back, your mid back, and your neck in times where you're either in a patrol car and you can't get out of the car, or you're working from a chair and you're not supposed to be getting up. So the first one to go over is going to be for the low back. With your pelvis, I want to emphasize that your pelvis does move separately from your low back. And the way to isolate that pelvis motion is to picture that there's a bowl and you are tucking your tailbone underneath you. So that's one direction of the bowl. The other direction is to spill the bowl forward. When you can feel like you isolate those 2 things happening, I want you to find a 50% to sit in. When you're in that position, it should feel fairly comfortable. If either of those ends feel uncomfortable or sharp and pinchy, definitely don't sit in that one. Once you find your 50%, you are going to lightly bear down with your core, not so much that you feel like you can't breathe, but just enough that if someone's going to poke you in the stomach, their fingers can't go through the tummy. So once you find that, so it's finding where the bowl is, lightly bearing down, then I want you to go side to side as you continue breathing. Side to side, and then rotating and rotating. Each of these, if it feels better to hold it, you can hold it. If it feels better to move, you can move. The second stretch is going to be for the hip flexor. So that is the muscle that makes this happen. These are notorious for contributing to low back pain. So I want you to lightly raise a knee up, and then you're going to resist that motion with your hand, and then going back and forth. It can be a little bit of resistance if that feels okay. It can be more resistance as you feel more used to this motion, or especially if this isn't causing pain. It can be quite a bit of resistance. And this is something that you can do upwards of about 10 times for each side. Moving up the stream with your upper back, oftentimes whenever there's discomfort happening there, contributing to that is that your shoulders are going forward. And so it's stretching a bunch of muscles that shouldn't be stretched. I call this vacation position, where you have your hands behind your head. So in a car, you're not going to be able to do this without this elbow getting in the way. So for the purposes of this, if you can do both sides, that's great. Otherwise, we'll stick with one hand. I want you to focus on where your elbow is and feeling like you're pressing it away from your chest. And so that is going to be stretching these pec muscles right here, and then pressing the hand at the base of the skull here. You're going to be pressing your head into that hand as your chin tucks down. And so this is one to be holding for about 10 to 15 seconds. It's going to be more of a long stretch. And then we'll go over to the other side. So when you're in a car, there's going to be a window in the way. So for the purposes of that, the hand will go above the head here. So you still feel like you can get your elbow back, but you're not going to be pressing your skull into your hand here. It's more of that chin tilt and feeling like you would be doing that without actually doing that. And again, holding that for about 10 to 15 seconds and then resting it. For the top of your neck, oftentimes if you're noticing some tension there and it builds forward to the front of your skull even, that is usually a sign that that is called a cervicogenic headache. So those are oftentimes because those muscles are tightening and we need to get those looser. The way to do that in the car as you're seated is to first tuck your chin in and then look down. So it is not a just looking down and allowing your chin to tilt out. It is a tuck in and then looking down. Then from this position, you're going to lightly rotate and rotate. This is one that if one side feels more uncomfortable than a 3 out of 10 or more than a dull achy sensation, more of a sharp stabby pokey, nix it and just focus on that back and down. Fantastic. So those are 4 things that you can be doing to be helping the entire spinal system. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.